So hello guys and welcome back to Excel Share Academy. So we are done with our DNA replication and repair mechanism, and now we'll be starting the mechanism of transcription. So the main hurdle like in completion of mole bio was the DNA replication and DNA repair and the other stuff. From now onwards it will be very fast. Okay, so you will be like ये तो बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो गया. Transcription, translation and the gene control, gene regulation. So these are the only three topics left. And इसमें इतना ज्यादा नहीं है. What you just need to remember is the sequence in which the transcription factor or the translation factors, उनके initiation, उनके elongation and termination factors किस sequence में आते हैं in order to carry out the process is important. And at the end, the regulation. So main question comes from the replication, repair and the gene regulation. ठीक है, इसमें बस ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि like which transcription factor comes first. It is like TFI-A or D or 2D. इनमें से कौन सा पहले आता है, कौन सा बाद में आता है. ठीक है, so based on such questions are coming. So let's start with the mechanism of transcription. Today is gonna be a introductory session, and from tomorrow onwards, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have meeting. Okay. We'll see. I'll let you know whether it's possible to have class tomorrow or not. Okay. So if you see now, the basic thing about the transcription, we know that it is from DNA, using DNA as one of the strand. Okay, you are going to get the mRNA. Okay, of course, not only the mRNA, you have got rRNA as well as tRNA. Okay, so basically we will be focusing on the mRNA, and then we'll talk about like how RNA and tRNA is formed. Okay, now look at the figure over here. It's very simple. So you can see that again there is a bubble formation. So what does it mean? Again, there was the breaking of the hydrogen bonds, and there was a helical activity, helicase activity, and then the RNA polymerase. Okay, in the replication you had DNA pol. Then in the transcription you are having RNA pol. Okay, and before we proceed, in the case of the prokaryotes you have only one type, whereas in the case of eukaryotes you have got the three types are there. Okay, itna yaad rahega, huh? Because as we know, in the case of DNA polymerase, in the case of prokaryotes, how many were there? Yes, yes, Tanvi, in prokaryotes, how many DNA polymerases are there? No, Shruti, you?
Ma'am, 3.
Yes, Tanvi, it is 3. So we know that it is DNA pol 1, 2, 3, out of which one was more important? The main DNA polymerase?
Ma'am, 3.
Yes, correct. And the eukaryotes, we have got more than 5. Okay. Now, regarding the RNA polymerase, in prokaryotes, we have got only 1, whereas in the case of eukaryotes, we have got the 3. So for mRNA, tRNA, RNA, we have got different types of RNA polymerases. Okay. So the figure shows that in the absence of the enzymes involved, the DNA double helix is unwound and RNA strand is built on the template strand. Now you also see that the RNA transcript dissociates from the DNA template a few nucleotides behind the point of synthesis. Okay, and transcription proceeds from left to right. What does it mean, left to right? Same, again in the 5' to 3' direction only. Okay, ऐसे जा रहा है. So from left to right. So again, in the case of transcription, it is always from the 5' to 3' direction. Okay, and the displacement is critical for the RNA to perform its function, because this release follows so closely behind the site of polymerization. Multiple RNA polymerase molecules can transcribe the same gene at the same time. So basically this happens in the case of the prokaryotes only. So where what you see is that you have got only one gene. Okay, let us say that this much portion is the one gene. Okay, now the thing is that in the case of prokaryotes, mainly what happens is that RNA polymerase will come and start synthesizing a mRNA or whatever the RNA is there. The moment it is getting close towards the termination, okay, the another RNA polymerase will come and transcribe the same gene. Okay, and this is how you are going to have more number of transcription expression from the same gene. Okay, now whenever someone says that this gene is expressing, so what does it mean? even if it is going till transcription level, okay, and later not forming protein. Suppose after transcription, the translation is not happening, still that is called a gene expression. Mainly when we talk about disease related, we always focus on the protein level, whether the protein is, over activated or less, or made it into non-functional. So all these scenario we see in the case of any disease. But whenever we talk about gene expression, having transcription also, like having the RNA फॉर्मेशन ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर द जीन एक्सप्रेशन. ठीक है, तो आप ये नहीं बोल सकते हो कि हाँ आरएनए तो बना मगर ट्रांसलेशन नहीं हुआ, सो स्टिल इट इज कॉल्ड जीन एक्सप्रेशन. ओके, तो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन ट्रांसलेशन is also a gene expression. Transcription, no translation, still a gene expression. And obviously you can't have a translation without transcription. Okay, so the scenario is clear. Like when do we call any gene is expressive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, simple concepts. Now, transcription, although very accurate, is less accurate than the replication. Now, why it is so? Can you tell me? Leave the numbers and all, it's not that important, but we are saying that transcription is less accurate as compared to the replication. Now, why in the system it is like this? Why don't we have a foolproof mechanism for a transcription as well, like how we have got for the replication? तो भी आपने देखा replication में कितने तरह के हमारे पास mechanism है in order to make sure that the sequence is intact. So of course the RNA polymerase does not have that extensive proofreading mechanism for the transcription, like how we have in the case of the replication. ऐसा क्यों है, कोई बता सकता है? Yes, anyone? You need to think about like how much it is economical to the cell. Now, when I say economical to the cell, it means what? With respect to amount of protein synthesized or ATP required, right? So, कितना accurate होना चाहिए आपका transcription और कितना replication? हाँ, yes, yes, Shruti, you were saying something?
Because transcription happens multiple times and mRNA travels a lot. So it is probably less economical to proofread every single time transcription happens and every single time it travels somewhere else, before it travels somewhere else.
Okay, that is one good point. Then what about there? See, in this itself, you can add more. See, when you say about transcription, you know that it is a part of gene they are talking about. Okay, so the chances of making a mistake in a small gene transcription and chances of making a mistake in such a huge DNA, total chromosome. So where do you think the number of chances of inserting a mistaken nucleotide is more? Of course, in this case, right? As compared to this, agar ye 100 nucleotide ka gene aur yahan pe we know that around this much we have got the DNA. So mistakes will be more in this as compared to this. And we cannot have, we cannot take the chance of having a mistake in this into the genome, because this is a base of everything. Agar isme genome mein agar hamare mistake hai, then the survival of the cell becomes difficult. Whereas we know that agar ek gene ne galat transcribe kiya hai, so we have a mechanism, we can just remove the mRNA, right? We can just truncate it, we can just chop off, and we can go again the second round of transcription. सिर्फ एक छोटे से portion के लिए we cannot spend so much amount of energy and so much amount of the resources of the cell in order to ensure that okay, this is also going for a correct foolproof transcription. ठीक है? Clear? Because this is the base. ये divide होगा आगे जाके, so it is going to be in the genome. If there is a mistake in the DNA, so obviously the coming newly divided cells are also going to have the same problem. Whereas in this case, this particular gene is not able to function. It's okay. It is just hampering one function. The cell will have another way to cope that. Either it will discard the entire RNA and go for retranscription, okay, or maybe it will go for the other other mechanism by which it can have the more synthesis of the RNA. There's something called duplication, if you know. So gene duplication, right? All this thing will later you will be able to understand. But I hope that you do understand the meaning of gene duplication. So in a single scenario, because of the transposition, okay, because of the transposition and sometimes fusion, the single gene gets fused, okay. So suppose this is coding for, let us say, hexokinase. This is also coding for hexokinase. So whenever a gene is getting transcribed, I'm going to have at a single transcription 2 copies of the enzyme. जहां 1 होना चाहिए वहां पे 2 है, जहां 200 होने चाहिए वहां पे मेरे पास 400 होंगे. Clear? Yes? Yeah. Okay. Now, it makes sense for the cell to worry more about the accuracy of the replication than of transcription. So the DNA is a molecule in which genetic material is stored, and the DNA replication is a process by which it is passed on to the next cell, right? So any mistake that arises during replication will be catastrophic as compared to the transcription, because it is going to become permanent in the genome of the individual. Whereas transcription produces only transient copies, यानी कि वो उस particular requirement को fulfill करने के लिए आपका transcription होता है. Later that RNA after the function is being done gets discarded. Okay. Thus, mistake during transcription will rarely do more harm as compared to the mistakes done in the replication. Now, let's talk about the RNA polymerases. So they come in different forms, but they are going to share the same features. Okay. So from bacteria to mammals, the RNA polymerase, they are made up of multi-subunits. Okay. Now, now look at the table over here. Excuse me. So what do we see? In the case of bacterial core, we have got 2, beta dash beta, alpha dash alpha 2, and the omega. Okay. Now, the similar ones are present over here, RPA1, RPA2, RPC5, 9, and 6. Now, for your exam point of view, you need to remember this and this. That's all. Okay? For in the case of the prokaryotes, everything is done by the single RNA polymerase, whereas in the case of eukaryotes, RNA2, okay, RNA polymerase 2 is mainly for the mRNA. Okay, and rest are for the rRNA and the tRNA. Okay, itna yaad rahega. This much is important. But of course, they are not going to ask in the exam directly. It will be the other way around, asking like what is the function of beta and beta dash in the RNA polymerase, or like what is the function of omega in the RNA polymerase. So jo bhi hum cheez padhenge, we are going to study with respect to these components. You need to understand that the same similar functions will be done by the eukaryotic components. Chalega? This is how each textbook have given the reference of RNA polymerase. Okay. So these are the subunits. The molecular size is not important, so that you can leave it. So you get you have got 2 beta and beta dash subunits, then 2 alpha subunits, and the okay. So omega is also there and sigma is also there. Now sigma has got very specialized function. Okay, sigma. इसका काम क्या है? Promoter recognition. Okay. Now if I ask you, what was responsible for the origin recognition complex in the case of the DNA? In case of prokaryotes, कुछ याद है कहाँ से शुरू हो रहा था? This will tell me whether you are able to remember or not. Yes. Yes, anyone? डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन में आपका जो ओआरसी जो है, ओरिजिन रिकग्निशन कॉम्प्लेक्स, राइट, वो कैसे कहां से शुरू हो रहा है? कुछ याद है? इन द केस ऑफ द प्रोकैरियोट्स, वेयर डज योर ओआरसी कम इन माइंड?
Yes.
Okay, that is in the case of eukaryotes, but what about in the case of the prokaryotes? Yes. पहला स्टेप क्या है? Anyone? Akshaya? Okay, I'll give you a hint. No one? Tanvi, कुछ याद है?
Yes, ma'am. 13, 3 and 9. No. Yes, ma'am. 13, 3 and 9, 5.
DNA binds.
Yes, your DNA A first comes and starts binding to this particular region. And then you have got the opening with the help of the other recruiting proteins. So helicase will come, later helicase loader will come, they will get activated, correct? Then your primase will come. Now, in the case of the prokaryotes, what was the name of the primase? See, these are all important.
DNA G.
DNA G. Good. DNA G. Okay. And in the case of eukaryotes, the function of primase is done by polymerase alpha. So the main polymerase is epsilon and delta over there. No, not delta. Delta over there. And then you have got the alpha. This is delta only, na? I get so confused with Greek letters. Epsilon and delta. So these two are important for the leading and the lagging strands. Then alpha is meant for the primase activity. Okay, please guys don't forget, ये सब important है, नहीं तो आपको बहुत difficult जाएगा वो MCQ solve करने में. Okay. So this much is clear to everyone, right? Okay, sorry. The function also we need to remember. So the function alpha का क्या function है? It is the chain initiation and interactions with the regulatory proteins. Okay, then beta and beta dash for the elongation and the DNA binding, and the main function is like where your transcription initiation is starting, वहाँ पे आपको सबसे पहले आपका promoter recognition है. So this is all about RNA polymerase. Slowly we need to talk about the promoter also and everything. So Pol1 transcribes your RNA, Pol3 is for your tRNA and other small nuclear RNAs. Then there are two more polymerases are there called Pol4 and 5. So they are meant or they are found in the plants, which is meant for the interfering RNAs. You must have heard about the silencing RNA, siRNAs करके सुना होगा with the small s.
Yes.
Those are transcribed by your RNA polymerase 4 and 5. ठीक है? Simple. Pol1 हो गया आपका rRNA के लिए. ये कोई पूछेगा नहीं, but the problem is that if you don't remember this, then it becomes difficult to, remember the आगे वाला portion, like how these are carrying out the function. Okay, so just make it a table whenever you are studying or going through this video again. So you can just talk about, or you can make a table. Okay, like this. Simple. So this slide is done in small line. Now the bacterial RNA polymerase core enzyme is capable of synthesizing RNA, which comprises of 2 copies of alpha and beta beta dash and omega subunits. Oh, sorry. Now they are closely, the large subunits of beta beta dash are homologous to RPB1 and B2. थोड़ा सा easy है याद रखना. RP क्या हो गया आपका? RNA polymerase beta B1 beta dash B2. Okay. Then alpha subunits are homologous to RPB3. So इसका मतलब क्या? We know that in the case of prokaryotic RNA polymerase, we have got 2 copies of alpha. So this is also going to be 2. And then we have got over here, omega is RPB6. Okay. Now look at the structure. Which one do you think it's more complicated? This is a comparison of the crystal structures between a prokaryotic and a eukaryotic RNA polymerase. Okay, so the A is your prokaryotic and B is your eukaryotic. It's a Saccharomyces cerevisiae ka hai. Now, this is from the Thermus aquaticus. As you will see that you have got the blue portion. Can you see this portion? This is your beta. Then again the purple portion. It's your beta dash. Yellow and green. And the two subunits of alpha, they are sorry, yellow and green. And then the red one. ये जो छोटा सा है वो आपका ओमेगा हो गया है. ठीक है? And again, as we know, most of the enzymes, they require divalent cations for their activity. So you remember that in the case of the DNA polymerase also we required Mg2+. Similarly, here also we need Mg2+. Now, can you guys see where is the Mg2+ present in the figure? दिखाई दे रहा है क्या कहीं पे? I guess
As a red spot.
even you guys can, I think,
Yeah,
write
ma'am.
it.
That red dot is there, no, ma'am.
Yes, this one. Okay. So from this, you should understand that that is the active site of the RNA polymerase. Okay, where this is present. Okay, good. Now the beauty is that about the crystal structure is that, of course, when you see from the figure itself, you can see that this is more complicated or more complex as compared to your prokaryotic ones. But as we know that they share a similarity. So अगर आपके पास इसका structure है, then later on when you work on eukaryotic RNA polymerase, it becomes easy to decode the structure because क्या होगा, एक तो sequence same रहेगा, almost similar रहेगा, same नहीं बोलना चाहिए, similar रहेगा, right? So it becomes easy to get the crystal structure. Now, once you have bacterial, then archaeal हो गया या eukaryotic हो गया, it is really very easy. Now, I'll tell you that where in the research field, okay, once you have got, for example, Chandri has worked on this and Thermus aquaticus mein kiya. So the other people, what they will do, the other colleague members, like suppose I am the research guide of yours, I'm the scientist, and we are working on the RNA polymerase. Okay? So the Chandni has discovered and she has solved the Thermus aquaticus ka RNA polymerase structure. So what other students can do? Similar protocol they can follow, and from the different organisms, okay, different organisms having the the medical application or maybe something good about it, okay, whether they are MDR strain. MDR means multi-drug resistant strain. For example, you have got in the case of the mycobacteria, okay, it is very difficult to kill these kinds of bacteria with normal drug regime and all. So one person, for example, Shruti can work on the RNA polymerase from the mycobacteria. The other one can work from the Akshay can work from the Bacillus subtilis, and then Tanvi is there. She can work with the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, not Saccharomyces cerevisiae, sorry, Staphylococcus aureus. ठीक है? अब इससे क्या होगा? You get an idea almost. See, एक का अगर आपके पास base है, then it is easy for other organisms का structure लाना, and from there you can understand whether. See, now you know that Bacillus subtilis and Staphylococcus aureus, they are your infection-causing bacteria. Okay, so when you talk about infection-causing, so you can talk about drug therapy then over here. So once you have got the structure, you can see that at this active site, what kind of drug can bind. So it means you are designing in such a way that drug which is going to bind to the active site of the RNA polymerase, inhibiting the activity of RNA polymerase. Now, once the activity of RNA polymerase is inhibited, ultimately it is going to kill the bacteria. Okay, so this is how one approach you get when you do research. Samjha kuch? This is how you bring the knowledge of crystallography, the knowledge of protein chemistry, mole bio into the application in the medical field. And of course, into the market so that the human society gets the benefit. आइडिया आया थोड़ा सा कि हम क्यों रिसर्च करते, क्या फायदा हो रहा है हमें ये रिसर्च करके? हाँ,
Yes.
ओके. मोटो मेरा इतना ही है that you guys get interested into research and I really want everyone to do PhD. Okay, so this is how the differences is there. So you have got the single RNA polymerase. Here you have got 3. alpha to beta, beta dash, sigma in the case of the prokaryotes. Now this is in order to recognize a promoter, whereas in this case you have got the different transcription factors. For example, transcription factor 2D. Okay. Now here you have got the rho proteins, rho, RHO. So this is the rho wala symbol which is required for the termination, whereas in the case of eukaryotes, you can just have the secondary structures, which is going to help in the following of the RNA polymerase. Okay? Or you can have the termination sequences. Now, these are prokaryotic RNA polymerases are inhibited by rifampin and actinomycin D. This is amanitin and actinomycin D. ठीक है? Clear? ये याद रखना है आपको. Okay? Now, before we start transcribing DNA, what gets transcribed? So, of course, it is a gene. Now, let's see what a gene is made up of when we talk about gene. So each gene, okay, each gene has got these different different portions which is important. So har ek gene mein it is going to have a promoter region. Okay, then it is going to have the RNA coding sequence. What does it mean? It is the template, sorry, it is a sequence. So iske opposite mein, guys, this is DNA. Okay, ye DNA hi hai. Now in the DNA, if suppose this is the sequence, then uska opposite wala uska template act karega. Okay, and then only the coding sequence and the sequence of the mRNA is going to be same. Correct? Only bas U ka or T ka antar hoga. Are you able to follow me? The coding sequence and the template sequence is different. Agar मैं कह रही हूं that this gene has got this as the coding sequence, let us say this is C, C, T, U. If this is the coding sequence, do not get confused that it is a template. This is not the template. इसके opposite strand में जो है आपके DNA में, that is going to act as the template strand, so that when the mRNA is formed, okay, that is going to have similar sequence with over here, sorry, you. Samjha?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Sure,
Yes,
everyone, Chandni, Tanvi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. This is important
Yes.
because maybe in the next lecture, I'll share one question. It is very simple. You just have to find out which is the template strand, and all the option looks alike. Okay? I'll show that question. That's kind of question comes for the exam, like for 4 marks. Okay. I'm not saying that you didn't understand. I believe that you understood, but when we see such questions, we get confused. Okay. So this is you having the promoter sequence, of course, the coding sequence and the terminator sequence. Okay. Now, of course, so once you have got the promoter, this promoter means that you are going to have RNA pol binding here in the promoter sequence. Okay, then again, the region 5' of the promoter sequence is called upstream sequence, and region 3' of the terminal sequence is called the downstream sequence. So ये हो गया आपका upstream, ये हो गया आपका downstream, this one. Now, when you want to express something, like you want to tell कि मुझे, if I'm saying that the sequence is starting from +3 of the upstream promoter sequence, okay? अगर कहीं पे आपने ऐसा पढ़ा, so what does it mean? What does it mean? +3 अगर इसको मैं -5 बोलूं तो it means whatever sequence it is starting from the +3 of the upstream promoter, it means this is as the 0. तो यहाँ पे जो 3 न्यूक्लियोटाइड होंगे वो आपका +3 हो जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे आपका जो भी सीक्वेंस होगा वो यहाँ से शुरू हो रहा है. ठीक है? So I'll represent like this +3. तो जो भी सीक्वेंस यहाँ की तरफ है वो +3 में हो जाएंगे. जो भी सीक्वेंस इस तरफ है towards the downstream of the terminator, they will be represented in -5. समझ रहे हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so this is all about the upstream and the downstream. Okay, so then we also discussed like these genes are composed of these sequences, promoter, RNA, and termination regions. Now let's talk about transcription by the RNA polymerases it proceeds in a series of steps. Now this is what is more important to remember. Okay, so of course I'll be taking slowly. Again, the 3 steps are the initiation, elongation, and termination. Okay. Now there is also one beauty about dividing the RNA polymerase steps in 3 phases, because it gives you an understanding like how the entire process of the transcription is taking place. After like first it is the initiation, elongation, termination. So there are different group of research people who are working to ensure that whether to target the enzyme at initiation level, elongation level, or the termination level. Okay, so these different antibiotics which are present, they all are working differently. जैसे कि कुछ होंगे जो आपके इनिशिएशन में इनहिबिट करेंगे एक्टिविटी, कुछ होंगे जो टर्मिनेशन में करेंगे, कुछ क्या करेंगे आरएनए पॉलीमरेज को बाइंड कर लेंगे, so they won't be able to bind to any gene in order to carry out the transcription. So that is like before the transcription, the thought of the transcription is coming into the cell, that it is getting prevented. So all these steps which are dividing, like these phases which in which it is being divided, it gives a proper insight to the people who are working in order to get the drugs into the market. Okay. So let's see the overview, and like from maybe next class onwards we'll go in detail. Okay. So you have got the upstream DNA where you have got the promoter region, बीच में हो गया आपका coding region, and then the downstream region. RNA polymerase is coming. Now when you see the structure of the RNA polymerase, like over here itself, can you remember of something else also? RNA polymerase, ये कार्टून फिगर देख के कुछ याद आता है क्या? That it has got similar structure with what?
DNA polymerase.
Yes. So there is people, I mean, they are working on this itself, like how the DNA polymerase and the RNA polymerase are sharing the similarity in their function. ठीक है, अब देखो, DNA polymerase and RNA polymerase, both of them are doing the same function. क्या काम है उनका? Addition of the nucleotides, correct?
Yes.
Only difference is वहां पे DNTPs है. In the case of the replication, it is the DNTPs we say, that is deoxynucleotide and in the case of transcription, it is RNTPs we say, ribose. Okay, but at the end of the day, what is the main function? To make a phosphate diester bond, linking all the nucleotides over here and here, correct? So almost because of this, because of the similarity in the function, they also share the similarity in the structure. Actually, ulta bolna chahiye, that since they share the similarity in the structure, they do have got similarity in the function. Okay. So when we are going to do essay, you must have heard about the Ramachandran plot and how the proteins are satisfying the Ramachandran plot, and usse hame pata chalta hai ki like if these are the allowed regions for a protein structure, okay, to be accepted, then these are the functions of the protein. It is really very beautiful concept given by the Ramachandran. So we'll talk about when we'll start the biochemistry. Anyways, coming back over here, so see, you can see that to the promoter region, RNA polymerase has bind. Okay, then it is the closed complex. So guys, don't think that there is no other protein. Okay, there are several proteins. Okay, in order to start the initiation. Same way how you have got the initiation in the DNA replication. Similarly, you have got many proteins involved in order to start. एक होगा जो आपका strand unwound करने में help करेगा, एक होगा जो RNA polymerase को activate करेगा, and so on. So first thing is the closed complex which is formed, then is the melting open complex. Okay, now the initial transcribing complex is formed where RNA polymerase has started synthesizing the RNA. Okay, then you have got the exit. So exit भी कहाँ से होगा? Palm region से exit होता है. In the same way where you have got the DNA polymerase जहाँ पे वो add करता हुआ आगे बढ़ता है. Similarly, in the case of RNA polymerase also is keep on adding, and when it reaches the termination sequence, it just falls off from the DNA, and your RNA gets free. Okay, then of course it undergoes the processing like 5' capping is there, 3' poly A is there. Okay, now one more thing over here to remember and understand is sorry, remember and understand is that once the RNA is formed, ऐसा नहीं है that they are randomly, floating in the nucleoplasm and randomly getting cap and poly tail. There are certain proteins which keep hold onto this RNA. They make sure that इसको पकड़ के हमने इसमें capping लगाया, इसमें हमने poly A tail बनाया. Now, okay, now it should be given to the export protein so that they can export out into the cytoplasm and where the translation can happen. समझ रहा है? It's not like it is just released into the nucleoplasm. ऐसा नहीं है. It is being held by several other proteins, like exportin proteins are there, which will, capture these, and with the help of all these exportin proteins, it will be taken outside from the nucleus to the cytoplasm. हो रहा है, थोड़ा सा idea आ रहा है. There is one video also I'll share. That is, if you have time, you can go to this vehi.com है कि क्या है, I forgot, but it is Vehi. So in this, you can see how beautifully from the DNA replication and transcription, translation, and the protein which is formed is targeted to its organelle. Like if it is required as like insulin to be secreted out, or it is membrane bound, तो वो सब कुछ उसमें एक process पूरा दिया हुआ है. It's a very beautiful animation. Just go through it. Okay, go once, watch that. Okay, so is this concept is clear? The basics of the transcription is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this you can read later what is written and all the same thing what we have discussed. Okay, now let's talk about the transcription initiation. So usse pehle we need to talk about the promoter region. So these are called Tata box. Okay, so Tata box you need to remember in the case of the prokaryotes, the transcription promoter is also known as Tata box. Now you can see that the number is given as -10 and -35. ठीक है, तो ये कहाँ पे हो गए आपके प्रमोटर के अपस्ट्रीम रीजन में हो गए, where it is going to bind. Now, why it is called Tata or the Pribno box is because of the, can you see it over here, repetition of TA and TA is it is like the conserved across the prokaryotes. Okay, so Tata box, it is also called the Pribno box, and you have got the -35 sequences onto which your sigma factor binds. Okay, and once the sigma factor binds, then only the RNA polymerase will become complete hollow enzyme and will carry out the transcription. Clear? इतना clear है? You don't have to remember the sequence like Tata box हम बोलते हैं. You don't have to remember the sequence. What you need to remember is it is the -10 and the -35 to which it is binding. Okay. Now, this is the extended version. So -10 we have seen and -35 we have seen. Okay. Then you have got the discriminator region. Now, this discriminator region is important because it will tell you what kind of RNA polymerase should bind so that you can have differences in the RNA. Getting the point, whether it has to be mRNA or rRNA or tRNA. Okay. Now, you have got these particular sequences, which is present over here. Can you see the marking arrow? Like how much this region is coming in the discriminator, how much this region is coming in this region, and then the 4 and the 3rd and 2nd is coming till here and here. Can you see this? This differences is important actually. No need to remember, but need to understand. Okay. Now this region is important because see, if to the 2.3 region it is binding, then that protein is helping in the melting of the DNA. Okay. Able to follow? Okay, the confusion is ये चीज क्या है? It is a sigma. It's a protein. Okay. अभी थोड़ा सा clear है? In the previous figure, I showed you, right? This is your sigma which goes in binds to the promoter region. Correct? The -10 and the -35. Itna clear hai? Everyone? Chandni, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you do understand that the sigma region is binding to the -10 and the -35. Okay. Okay. Now in the sigma region, you have got this clear cut distinction. कि ये पोर्शन कहाँ बाइंड करेगा, ये पोर्शन कहाँ बाइंड करेगा, ये पोर्शन कहाँ बाइंड करेगा. ओके, थोड़ा सा है, ट्रिकी है, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द लेक्चर यू विल रिमेम्बर एवरीथिंग बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स टू understand also. Okay, so the sigma factor binds to the promoter sequence, then it becomes the core enzyme. Okay, your hollow enzyme, sorry, the core enzymes comes and binds and then becomes the hollow enzyme. This binding of RNA polymerase along with the sigma to the promoter is the close promoter complex. Once it forms the hollow enzyme, then the DNA starts unbinding. Okay, it becomes the open promoter complex. Now, RNA polymerase binds to the -10 sequence, placed in a position to start transcribing, and later on the sigma factor is released so that the core enzyme can go forward transcribing. Now, there are many experiments which says that sigma factor is functioning like a what to say accelerator. वो आता है RNA polymerase को push देता है so that it can keep on transcribing, and later on it leaves because it has to go and bind to the other RNA polymerase for the transcription. Then you have got different types of the sigma factors. So depending on the type of the sigma which is bind, that particular gene will be transcribed. For example, if I tell you that, एक example देती हूँ, I don't know how much you guys are able to grasp. So if I say that the sigma factor is 42, okay, ऐसा नाम ही दिया हुआ है. So it means that it is giving instruction to the RNA polymerase to transcribe genes which will help the bacteria to tolerate the temperature of 42 degrees Celsius. So we know that at a higher temperature, the cell will die, correct? But if you have got certain proteins like called thermostable in nature, okay? So if it is sigma 42, then binds to the RNA polymerase. So they are going to transcribe the genes which are going to help the cell to survive the conditions of 42 degrees Celsius. ठीक है? समझ रहे हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
Just go through once also. Maybe in your class also this must have been taken. Okay. So this is one figure. So you can see over here the initiator. See, initiation ही सबसे main hurdle है. Otherwise, elongation is simple. Elongation is nothing. Just keep on repeating the additions of the nucleotides, right? So in the case of initiation, you can see that the sigma factor is there. Promoter region में उसने -10 and -35 में उसने bind किया. Okay. Now, let us say that these are -10 and -35 promoter region is there. This is closed. Now, once the other factors comes in bind, okay, then it opens a bubble. It forms a bubble. This is also known as transcription bubble. So you know what is replication bubble? This is known as transcription bubble. Okay, and then it starts adding the nucleotides. Simple. So this is how your initiation of the transcription looks like. Minus proteins. Okay, I have not mentioned till now what all transcription factors are included. Okay.
What does it mean, like if it is -35 and -10 region?
So again, I was telling you, where we start the, I'll just draw once. Okay. Now, if I say that this is the coding region, okay, this is the coding region of RNA transcribing. So first nucleotide should be over here. Let us say that it is A. Okay, let us say that it is A or whatever it is. So this is my 0.
Okay.
Okay. अब इसके ऊपर आप -10 तक जाओ, इसके ऊपर आप -35 तक जाओ. So this much region is your promoter region.
Okay.
थोड़ा सा हर एक टेक्स्ट बुक में अलग अलग दिया है, so you might get confused. That's why I always tell you to follow one textbook only, that is Watson. उससे भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, then Robert Weaver. See, I'll tell you one example itself. अगर आप Google Images में जाओ, okay, so you know that there is a collection of all the images for the same thing. हर एक बुक में हर एक research paper they give their own figure, correct? Because that's how it has been. You can't do copyright वाला issue. So over there also, if you see, at least these main concepts are there, they will be at least fixed, but the representation varies. कहीं पे sigma को ऐसे नहीं दिखाते. I mean, of course, it's a sigma symbol, but they won't have the same thing. But then they must have mentioned कि sigma का काम क्या है. So that's why, like, overall, whenever you see CSR ने भी अपने guidelines दिए हैं कि that you need to follow these textbooks only. Okay, just to avoid the confusion. Okay, that's all guys. मैंने इतना ही prepare किया.